kick to the gut. I like it.
Yo, how we doing today? It's a Monday. Unless you are listening to this on the podcast or watching the video on demand, then it's a whatever day it is for you. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building, bro. Surprise drop. I'm back.
Hey! However, I break kayfabe a bit. This is recorded on a Sunday morning. Yes, you got to book out, and thank goodness we get to talk a little bit of wrestling before we start the week again.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, of course, the last time we were on air, so-called quote-unquote on air, we had a great interview with Eurasian Dragon, Ring of Rebirth.
That's
Unfortunately, we couldn't attend their press start event, but I heard great things from the show. And of course, we weren't live on our usual Monday spot this past week. So I hope, we can kind of like catch up on what we missed.
Yeah.
And before you guys don't see me again for one more week.
Well, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but in terms of the wrestling news cycle, okay lah. Some interesting things happen, nothing crazy. I mean, obviously, there's the whole Vince McMahon saga where there are more people, one of which was a performer who's, apparently he paid off money. Once again, hush money to go away and not mention that he's been sending dick pics. Oh, that's a horrible visual, by the way, bro. What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, he how old already? Did he learn this from Laurinaitis or something? One day Laurinaitis like, hey Vince, the kids, that's what they're doing. They're sending the dick pics.
I've got some shriveled grapefruits to share.
Grapefruits. And then he's like, I can't imagine a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company sending pics of his grapefruits, bro. Can you even picture that in your head?
I mean, honestly, I don't know why he wastes so much money trying to do this to all these girls. Like, I thought he can just, engage the Geylang services.
See, here's the thing. That's a very interesting comment that you brought up, right? Because you're right. Like the money he spent on hush money, keeping them quiet, right? He can engage a professional, a working gal or guy or whatever he's into, like, on retainer for 365 days. If you think about it, if you do the math, I'm sure it works out. He could literally hire a professional. So why? I think he's just really lonely and doing it in all the wrong ways.
I agree, and I've heard somebody give that take as well. Like one of the podcasts saying that maybe he's just getting old and he's not living with his wife Linda anymore. They are, for all intents and purposes, separated already.
For quite a while already, right?
Yeah. So like, I think essentially he just wants companionship. I mean, nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
Just wants someone, and the only people he's surrounded with is the people he happens to be working with, because he just doesn't have a social life outside.
Vince, there are some of these working gals, right? They provide what I don't know this from experience. I've read about this. I've heard about this. They give the GFE. Have you heard GFE?
The girlfriend experience, is it?
You know also. See, this is not just me. This is a thing, right? So some of these specialize in the GFE. Perhaps he should be looking for somebody with that in their resume. GFE.
Even in Japan, you can rent a family if you want, bro. Do you watch the Conan? Conan did a bit on YouTube where he actually went to Japan and rented an entire family.
You know what it is? He's just not educated in these things. He's just wrapped up in his world of wrestling so much that, he's like, maybe someone should tell him.
Technically, is he a boomer? I consider him. I guess he's a boomer, right?
For sure.
Or
he's a boomer.
Even the generation before the boomer. What is that?
I have no idea, but okay. Enough about the Vinnie Mac. That whole thing will pan out the way it will. Very quickly, did you manage to catch the A&E specials? There's the Undertaker special, and then there's the Rivalry special. Or the Rivals?
Yes, WWE Rivals. Those were the two shows that I was actually excited to catch up on, because obviously I was in camp this whole week. I couldn't catch a Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, whatever it is. I couldn't catch all of those live. I catch it after the fact.
It's fine, man. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy?
What?
I thought the most compelling content that I wanted to watch was WWE A&E, because clearly that was wrestling when the wrestling was awesome. And of course, Undertaker. Who want to watch a 2-hour biography about Undertaker?
Very
quickly,
quickly,
everything that happened.
Let me just point this out. First of all, 30 years at the top. Unprecedented. Nobody has, like, if you think about Austin, he was hot for a good solid 5-10 years, right? But before that, he was the ringmaster. Nobody has been on top for 30 years.
Yeah, as in right off the gate from his WWE debut, he's been a top guy.
Yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
right?
Right? And he's never sort of like dropped to mid card or anything. He's always been at that level. So there's that.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that I believe he has so much value as a spokesperson for the WWE now because for 30 years he never broke character. If you think about it, like
Yeah.
when you go and that's the problem with all these current day wrestlers doing podcasts. I mean, we appreciate it. It's great content for us. But you know what I mean? Like Kenny Omega going on Twitch, talking about his life, Adam Cole, whatever, all these people just basically giving self-interviews all the
Yeah.
time. They're so accessible to a point where there's no mystique. The Undertaker, 30 years you heard nothing about his life. That's why
Yeah.
he's compelling now.
And everything that he shares is so interesting because you've always seen the things that
Yeah.
he's done. You always
Yeah.
assume like, okay, this is probably what he was thinking, but we've never seen it from his point of view. Like
Yeah.
only up to the last couple of years, we've heard him talk about his perspective of the Hell in a Cell, for example, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
feel like that is a very important thing to learn, especially not just for like, wrestlers, but for entertainment and people in general, right? If you give out too much, there's no mystery about you. So like watching that, I was like, holy shit, this is like real life lessons. Like, yeah, sometimes you don't need to tell everybody what you're doing every second of the day so that when you do it, people are like, holy shit, that's pretty good. That's wow,
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
and that's why people have been asking me to. I do not, and I repeat, I do not have an ngl.link account. I am not gonna be on that shit and answering questions because yeah, like you said, why expose yourself?
Mystery, bro.
Why for what? And give a platform for anonymous fuckers.
Foreign
me,
wants
it's just my
to-
personal opinion.
Yeah, Foreign wants to keep the mystery. I did the NGL for a weekend last weekend. It was quite fun to see what kind of questions people want to ask. A lot of wrestling, gaming, some a bit sus lah. But yeah, it's interesting to see like the girls, the female friends that I have and the fellow female streamers that I do follow, they get some of the most sus questions, like sex related questions. I'm like, wow, under the cloak of anonymity, you're very brave already, huh?
Yeah, but
These
you
people.
know what's fucked up for those people that's asking the questions.
What?
If you dig hard enough, right, you can actually find out who are these people.
Oh,
There's a way.
How? You pay, is it? Because they have a paid tier, if I'm not mistaken. But you don't find out exactly who they are. They just give you hints or some lame shit.
There's a paid tier, but somebody I know who did NGL, she kena harassed like crazy. And you know what I don't know what she did, but the next IG story, right, she found the person's location where he posted it, home address, and postal code.
What the? Are you serious?
Can be done.
Okay, so
And also where that person asked the question from. So like the brand of the phone, he also the Samsung.
oh my god. Okay, so you think this one anonymous? You better watch yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, so dig hard enough, you can find. So, but goes back to your point about like wrestlers, I think need to keep up their mystique. And you see, who wants to hear a 20-year later documentary on like Leo Rush right now? Or, you know what I mean?
Let me get back. Look, Kenny Omega. Who gives a shit about him doing an interview when he's spilling everything on his own Twitch?
Yeah. I mean, I respect Bray Wyatt.
Sure.
Bray Wyatt, as much as, he got issues with the booking and all that, he has rarely given an interview and spoiled his gimmick.
MJF. Speaking of which, has the ship sailed because of all this news in the wrestling news cycle, right? Remember the big quote unquote pipe bomb, you fucking Mark, and then disappeared. If ever there's a time to capitalize, it should have been just a few weeks after, but now it seems like the MJF hype train has left the station. It's gone already. Now, if you bring him back, there's probably going to be a pop, but have they waited too long to try to strike a deal?
Honestly, bro, I disagree.
Okay, you think they still value?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's perfect that the fact that he's out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I lived through the CM Punk walkout. Like like he won the title in Chicago, he left, and then he returned 2 weeks later, bro.
Okay.
So like people were angry because, of course, too soon. Because he was promising all these things. He's gonna appear in New Japan. He wanted to go to Ring of Honor, blah blah blah. Did all those things. The only cool thing that he did for that 2 weeks that he was gone, he appeared at a Comic Con and interrupted like a WWE panel.
Right.
So like I believe for MJF, I think they are learning from the experience.
Mm.
They do want people to be lulled into this sense that this is legit. This is this really happened, and like they're doing what the WWE is doing in Sasha Banks, like trying to eliminate him from history, right?
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, when you least expect it in the biggest show of the year, All Out, I'm just saying, that's where he will make his return. That's just my opinion.
How disappointed will you be if he doesn't return at no All Out, and it turns out, it was just contract negotiations fell apart, and he's trying to get to the WWE at this point?
Of course I will be disappointed, because I would love to see the AEW still use MJF, because I know if he goes to WWE, he can't be MJF that we know unless WWE turns TV40?
TV40, which apparently that is the case, but somebody said it's not the case. I'm not sure what that is, but I mean, okay, to be fair, if you look at their content right now, and I mean, you only have to look at NXT, which is supposed to be their testing ground, right?
Yep.
It does seem like they're moving to a slightly more younger and therefore more quote-unquote risque presentation. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, hey, you got Mandy Rose, Toxic Attraction, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Once they turn TV18, you know they're going to be called up.
Yeah, TV14, I think what's cool about it is that it's not, we're not going to show tits straight away, It's not like TV mature or what,
Wait, hang on. Yeah, no, there will be, let's be real, there will be no bra and panties, okay? Match. Especially after the whole thing with Vince McMahon. Let's be very clear on that. But
that trend has left the station.
Oh, yeah, no. Maybe they can use, say, a bit more ass, once in a while drop a shit, and that's about it.
Yeah, probably. We're not gonna expect suddenly all the female wrestlers becoming like valets or whatever it is. But again, like I said, MJF, I think out of sight, out of mind. Yes, it sucks. It does. I think it's a worthwhile risk that they've taken in service of the story, because I think what they're trying to go for is that when you really least expect it, and to me, the best time to do it is okay, like for example, Moxley versus whoever he's gonna fight for the interim title, right? There hasn't been a confirmation yet who he's gonna fight, right?
Yeah.
If that becomes like a I don't know, like he if for example, just the scenario, like maybe Wardlow for some reason challenges him for the title, and they screw one of the winners up, and then MJF appears and takes the title in hand and says, okay, I'm the interim champion. You know what I mean? Like, he deserves to be in the main event title picture, MJF right now. So that's the only way he should return. He should be affecting the title, and he should be on a collision course against CM Punk. That's my end goal for that whole situation.
All I'll say is this. I think that Tony Khan is a sensitive soul, and I think he probably didn't take this whole situation well. And yeah, I expect him to just, MJF that is, to fade away until contract is up, and then he's gonna show up in the WWE for sure. That's what I think is gonna happen.
I mean, I hope that's not the case, but I would be surprised if it's the case. I won't be surprised if Tony Khan is like, oh, you hurt my feelings, nah, go lah, leave.
Anyway, okay. Talking about Tony Khan and his brand, we'll talk about Ring of Honor in just a little while. I'll give you a preview of their Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view that's happening very soon.
Yes.
I just realized the scroller at the bottom says Death Before Dishonor 2002. Wow,
hey.
What are we doing? A freaking retrospective?
Bro, 20 years of Ring of Honor, that's what you're doing right now. Which is technically, it is the 20th anniversary of Ring of Honor, so... but that's not the case. We're doing 2022.
Yeah. Did you see any? Oh, I know you didn't see any, but did anything stand out to you in terms of this week's pro wrestling?
Well, I mean, I did eyeball a couple of things in the product. Clearly, AEW Dynamite. I think probably the reason why we want to talk about Death Before Dishonor. Claudio Castagnoli is so got positioned as going to be the one that's fighting the ROH World Champion there.
Was that on Rampage or Dynamite? I feel like that was on Rampage.
That was on Rampage. Yeah, that was on Rampage.
Which
But
is
in terms-
okay. Like, I didn't understand the booking of this because literally you are like, slightly more than a week away. Then you have your World Heavyweight Championship match determined. And that very reaction, I saw it on Instagram first. And then after that, I watched it back, Rampage, right? This is a clear, like, Excalibur ruined the moment for me. Because the way he presented it almost felt like he knew it was happening already. You know what I mean? Like, he immediately jumped to, oh, well, there's nobody better than Claudio Castagnoli because blah, 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 instead of letting the other guy, like your JRs, like your seasons vet go, oh my God, like react first, then give your stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hated the way it was presented because he just walks out all of a sudden, he goes on about his stats like he's prepared for it. We know you're prepared for it, yeah. But
you can't. You gotta react.
You gotta sell it,
right?
sell the moment first, then bring up, he never won the championship, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, as a match, I'm excited for the match, but my God, I think he screwed up the entire reveal.
Can I just say that Michael Cole is underappreciated and underrated?
100,000. I've been saying this for years. I don't know why people hate on him so much. I think it's cool to hate on, someone like him.
Yeah, but I think he has proven to the fact, right? He can rattle off all these stats. He does, right? On SmackDown. But one thing he has that I think Excalibur will never have, and unfortunately, we have had time to see whether he can improve, but he hasn't. Is the ability to sell emotion of a match.
Sell the moment of how grand the moment is. Like, at the end of the day, in all on it, like for your casuals, right? They don't care about the stats. They want to feel the moment. JR was great at that. Now he's sort of like, he doesn't have the energy anymore. He doesn't know some of these histories, so he can't really sell it. Taz is the perfect guy. Taz needs to be there.
Taz, and imagine there was a time when Taz and Michael Cole was a duo. So like that was a great team as well.
Yes.
Do you see that there was a video out online somewhere of like the desk reaction of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole to the Leafs cash-in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was standing up. He was showing the emotion that you need.
Yeah, because he himself was invested in the story, right? Invested in the characters, and therefore when it happened, you saw the like realization in his face, and then they probably copied that from the UFC because the UFC has that.
Yeah,
right? You've seen the Joe Rogan reaction videos or the Daniel Cormier reaction videos.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I feel the issue with AEW's commentary thing, I think it's becoming an issue. A lot of people have pointed it out. Is that they are so fixated in telling the audience what is happening.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, okay.
I can. It's like I can see what's happening. You need to sell me on the emotion, but here's the thing: their boss is a stats guy. So are you even surprised?
I know. Like, Claudio comes out, instead of telling him, "Oh my God, Claudio, what is he trying to do?"
Yeah.
It's more of like, Claudio, former ROH champion, 3-time winner.
Like, who cares? Nobody cares. Sell the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, you can say all those things during the course of the match.
Yes,
I think that's fine. Like, while there's a rest hold happening, this guy, blah, blah, blah. I think that adds nuance. Like, because isn't that what Daniel Cormier does in UFC fights? He does roll out stats and records in the process of the match happening, right?
Yeah, no, it's good filler content for the nerds, the stat heads and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's not what you say, it's how you made me feel.
Yes.
You don't, like, you look at the calls from, oh my God, he's broken in half, that killed him. People remember those moments, not the
heist of the century.
Yeah, heist of the century, exactly. Not how tall the cage was, how wide the elimination chamber. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah. Again, like you talk about the commentary team as well. Chris Jericho shouldn't be on the commentary.
Bro, you know how much I love Chris Jericho. He's like one of my favorites, right? But you're right. He's worse than Tony Schiavone.
He shouts. He shouts over this. Yeah.
He does what Tony Schiavone does, but as a heel. So he's damn irritating, and it doesn't add anything. Yeah, you're right. He needs to go. Okay. Let's not dwell too much on the setup because we'll talk about Death Before Dishonor in just a little while, right? On WWE side, things are starting to get interesting
There
because
was there was this one thing we didn't mention, which I wanted to mention as well
What's
about
that?
AEW. The title win, the title victory, Swerve in Our Glory. That was that
was a
surprise. It was a swerve. It was a swerve. That was the only news that I took away from AEW. Like, they took the titles of the Young Bucks. Interesting. What's going on? So what's your thoughts on that?
I don't care. I did not feel compelled to watch the match, and when the results came out, I don't know. To me, Swerve and Keith Lee are so bland and so like meh that it just seems like, oh yeah, they won the title. Okay, cool. Like I was not even compelled to go and rewatch the match.
Honestly, I'm disappointed because I know that they want to push Keith Lee strong or clearly, even though they botched it a bit, in my opinion.
A bit, okay, you're very kind. A bit.
You know I'm a kind guy. But how in what world can Swerve in Our Glory win the title before Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, who has been there longer and is like, built up?
There are certain people you can tell that maybe haven't been kissing, maybe not kissing Tony's ass. Maybe they haven't been hanging out with Tony or working in the backstage. It's very obvious that Ethan Page has talent, that Ricky Starks, that Will Hobbs, like they can talk, they look great, but they never get a break.
But these are their AEW originals.
Yeah, so I don't understand it. And yes, okay, Swerve and Keith, they are a cool duo, but nothing they've done has been outstanding.
Yeah.
So we does this mean we don't get the big title versus title Young Bucks versus FTR match? Do the Young Bucks just really don't want to work with FTR, so they don't want to drop the titles to them? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I do not know whether that's legit. Does this smell of Young Bucks playing politics? It's like, we do not want this match. Or could it just be a swerve where right before All Out, they win back the title, then we just waste the entire time of everybody?
I don't care. Like, it's the Young Bucks thing. Like, they've shat all over the tag team division. They made it uninteresting. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people shit on WWE's tag team division with merit, but the same applies to AEW at this point, I feel.
Do you see like one of the promos, I think last week or what, where the three of them was, trying to cut the promo, and they say like, we are the best tag team. There's nobody is better than us. And then the crowd just started chanting for FTR.
FTR, yeah. It's like, it's so obvious. They are so over, right? FTR right now, but it's
their own AEW fans are turning on Young Bucks and like teaming with FTR.
They have go away heat at this point. It's go away heat, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so there's that. I don't know what Moxley did. Frankly, don't care. Still think he's a terrible champion. Yeah.
Honestly, whatever that happened between Brody King and Moxley, that was my thinking that happened. But I just realized that there's another dynamic that just happened.
No, and then they just pivoted already. Now it's Sting and Darby Allin, that is going to go up against the House of Crap. Yeah. So it's like, okay, they've moved on. It was just a one-off.
So Moxley, where's Moxley going?
I don't know.
Fighting?
I don't care.
Okay.
He's not compelling.
Another thing that I was very curious that they did. Wardlow is a champion. Great. Yep. He deserves to win it, right? First title defense, Orange Cassidy?
Yeah. You have two faces. I don't understand this booking also. You put two faces against each other. Orange Cassidy, we all know, mascot of the company. They love him, right? And why are they having him drop to Wardlow then? I don't like this. Made absolutely no sense booking wise.
Yeah, like it would make sense if like somebody interrupts or intercepts Orange Cassidy and then starts a rivalry and then Wardlow wins. But of course, Wardlow doesn't need a schmoz victory. He can beat Orange Cassidy decisively. But my question is, why you sacrifice Orange Cassidy, the person that you're trying to make serious, like give him such a great push against Ospreay? Suddenly now you lose him to Wardlow. Like, it doesn't do anyone a disservice. A service.
Best booker of 2022. Let's go to another thing that doesn't make sense. Danhausen suddenly is hanging around with Orange Cassidy. Are they supposed to be a joke team? What happened to him and Hook? I feel like they haven't been like. I'm not a fan of Hookhausen. Let's be very clear on that. But you already started it. Why now are you backing away from it? I don't get it.
Yeah, there was this gap that I do not know what happened. That suddenly Hook is like not as prominent on TV.
Yeah. So
Even his Rampage appearances has lessened, which
Yeah.
I'm sad about.
is he in like maybe he's injured or something?
I don't know.
Maybe his hair poked his eye because his beautiful hair. So now hair. So now he has to stay
His
away for a week.
Goku Super Saiyan hair lah.
Yeah. Just a lot of just bad, weird book, like things that get over organically, like Sesame Daddy, and then all of a sudden they broke them out and now they're feuding. Like, okay, it was working. Like, run with it for a little bit more lah before you do the thing. And I have to say one more thing. I think it was on Rampage. They had Ember Moon, Athena, and Chris Statlander versus they have have you heard, was it Renegade Twins?
Oh yeah, they have twins girls, right?
I mean, I know it's been done before, the Bellas, right? But
Yeah.
Twin
Magic.
Twin Magic. This sort of gimmick is so rare. Why are you just throwing it away? Like, they are like a jobber team, right? They literally come in, do the Twin Magic thing, but they still lose because they suck. So it's
They
like,
suck at doing it.
yeah. So like, you've given it away on TV already. So you can't do the whole Twin Magic angle anymore where they, do the old switcheroo. Not like they want to. Maybe they're like, oh, it's been done before, so we don't want to go there. But like, they've literally these poor Renegade Twins have come in and they've already lost their gimmick as it's no longer important or useful. The same with Anthony Bowens, suddenly standing up. Oh, actually, I didn't need the wheelchair anymore. To no payoff. All these things, like opportunities that are right there for them to capitalize on, you realize they can't.
You know what's weird? I know what's the situation, what's going on in AEW right now, right? They've just finished Forbidden Door, right? And they can't really get started on their build towards All Out because like their big players are not there yet, right?
Yeah.
And then they got this one-time random ROH show that they have to promote. And they got no television for Ring of Honor.
But,
so the only way they can do it is
Yeah.
do it on their AEW television.
No, I hear what you're saying, but the thing is also they have fucked this promotion for ROH also. It's
Of
not
course.
like ROH is, it's the same thing with Forbidden Door. We expected like invasion angle and all this cool shit. No, just a few show up here and there. That's it. Same for Ring of Honor. Oh, we'll just have, Caprice showing up on AEW on commentary might be the best thing for Dynamite or Rampage. But beyond that, it's like, meh. And I'm actually excited to watch Ring of Honor. If anything, because when you hear Caprice talk about and he's really good at the commentary. He sold me on actually the main event because he's talking about like Jonathan Gresham and how he spent so much time as the pure champion, and in the pure division there's no striking. So he's like, oh yeah, he's a weak chin because he hasn't been hit in the chin for so many years. So immediately you're setting up like real sports presentation, sort of a dynamic.
That sport analysis is good.
Yes. So I actually appreciated it, right? I freaking enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, he should replace
Excalibur.
But my whole point is, the whole idea of Ring of Honor is that, it's this honorable thing, there are rules to follow. And if you enforce the rules, it makes the dastardly heels who break the rules more dastardly. If, like in AEW, anything goes. You can be cheating right in front of the freaking referee also. Never mind lah. That's why everything just seems like everything else. Oh, a schmoz. Oh, okay. It's nothing. There's no, you're not really breaking any rules. The ref seems to allow it all the time. That's AEW's big problem. Go ahead.
That's why I'm excited for Ring of Honor when they start producing their weekly television.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, I have no idea how Tonika's gonna have the bandwidth to do it.
He already doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but right, if they really focus on the Ring of Honor's principles, they keep it to the wrestling. They give opportunities to the younger guys, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, we could actually have a reinvention of NXT Goldbrand.
Yes,
Black
I
and
think
Gold.
So. Put William Regal in charge of it. Ask Tony Khan to go away, relax. Let the people who have done this before do the damn thing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Ring of Honor in a bit. I feel like we're really getting into it. I feel you. Like, there's a flow, but let's very quickly talk about WWE. The only thing that really stands out right now is the main championship scene. I appreciate Paul Heyman. He
of course.
Literally on Raw came out and hyped for Brock, hyped for Roman in his, you know what I mean? Like, he's so good that he can literally hype up the opponent and still make it like a backhanded. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like freaking Paul Heyman is the best thing they have right now.
He is doing the best job trying to sell everyone that there
Yeah.
should be one more match.
Yeah. And then of course you have Brock Lesnar, who seems to be having a lot of fun, and
Yep.
he's not really like, who'd have thought that this fella is quite a glib, sarcastic fella, right? So I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And
He
then
got,
like
he got jokes. He got jokes.
yeah, he got jokes in the absence of Roman Reigns. So it's all on Paul Heyman. And then you got Theory in the background. Oh, heist, I'm going to steal your title. So to me, at least, okay, this makes this last man standing, last time ever match interesting. There are stakes, right? No matter who wins, there's still the possibility of Theory coming in and screwing everybody up.
Yeah. And I like the fact that they are downplaying it and also giving the viewers like this, oh, what if, you know?
But yeah.
Because Theory can't beat either man in a straight up match.
Yeah.
So
But you give him this stipulation, all of a sudden, it's very possible for it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah. Again, we talked on a previous episode that he needs to win the title before September, then he can become the youngest world champion ever.
Yeah.
So that's that as well.
Yeah, so I actually really like the build. The rest of it is just meh, you know. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, nobody cares. I mean, okay, fine. Some people care, but did you see the whole thing with Natty on Twitter?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm not that aware of the implications.
So this is a house show, fan footage, right? A fan actually filmed this. Liv Morgan hits her finisher on Natty. Goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3, and then immediately after the pin, she lets go. Natty's like sits up, points at her, says something, and then rolls out. No, basically, no selling the finisher.
And then she scolded her for doing it.
Who scolded who?
As it like Natalia straight away stood up and scolded Liv.
Well, see, here's the thing. You can't really hear from the clip what she said. Don't know if it's... So then Natty on Twitter responded to this by saying, I was saying thank you. And then she deleted that tweet. Because she didn't look like, she looked angry. She didn't look like, hey, thank you, no lah.
But that's how they do it. That's how wrestlers do it. They like
hey, thanks,
cover their face. They talk like they thought they're angry, but they're like talking something else.
No, but she didn't. First of all, she didn't like cover her face. She literally like pointed at her, like she got up, so she no-sold. You know what I think it is? I think she's just tired of having to lose to this greenhorn. She's like, fuck lah. I'm a veteran. I legit can wrestle, and I have to lose to this greenhorn.
Oh man.
She finally lost. She had a bad day. She's like, fuck it.
So basically, she just was one bad day away from fuck this business.
Yeah.
I'm working hard. Show some respect.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. This is just.
But again, why Liv Morgan though? Liv Morgan is nothing but respectful towards. Like, I mean, I don't see any issues of her being an asshole or being a.
It's not that. I think she's just maybe she's just upset at the situation that she's been put in, because she clearly is the better performer, in-ring technician.
Yep.
And Liv is really still green, and then you put her in there with Ronda. I think this match might be a stinker.
Well, I don't know. I don't really have any like dog in the fight in terms of who should win, because if Ronda beats her again, then okay, fine. I don't think it's an upset.
Yeah.
If Liv wins, it's kind of an upset, but like, yeah, I understand WWE is trying to push a new girl.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I think they'll change the match. It's going to become a triple threat or some sort of shenanigans so that Liv can retain without making Ronda look bad. Yeah. But that's, a different podcast altogether. Okay. Go ahead.
What else happened on Raw? Because I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but other than Brock Lesnar, FU or F-fying Otis, that was only
random
mental image I remember, but nothing else.
Yeah, same. Like, I literally watched it. I don't remember anything else that happened. Not important. If it's important, we'll bring it up the next time. But what is important is this Friday. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was saying that means like even somebody like Elias hasn't appeared on the show and continue any of the storyline. So the continuity is suffering, bro.
I don't know what's going on lah. Maybe he did. I'm sure actually he did wrestle, but there was no advancement in the storyline. You know what I mean? They're just there. The characters are there doing their thing day by day, but there's no drama with them. A lot of it had to do with Paul Heyman and Theory going around trying to psycho, Theory, Heyman trying to psycho Theory. I like it because it's Paul Heyman. You know, he's trying to psycho him, say, you should cash it in a scheduled match. Big box office draws, more money. He's trying to psycho him into not cashing in at their most valuable moment. It makes sense, right?
Yeah. And it's the only, I think that the reason why that's entertaining is because it was a running thread throughout the show.
Yeah.
Multiple segments and stuff. So yeah, that always works for Raw. But
unfortunately, the rest was, very forgettable. Yes. I do remember what happened on SmackDown just randomly. Lacey Evans leaning heavily into this heel turn, which makes no sense. Suddenly, she's all like, y'all don't deserve me. I serve for the country, but you're like, it's painful. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Other than the fact Sami Zayn is an honorary Uso, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was funny. The Usos versus the Street Profits for the Unified Tag Team titles with a special guest referee. Who's the special guest referee? That one is a little bit more nonsense. Like, it could be R-Truth, it could be Sami Zayn. So I guess there's mystery there. We'll find out.
Okay. Wait, I saw something about Jeff Jarrett being a special guest referee.
Oh, right. You're right. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot it. I tried to erase it from my head. You know why? Because no link. What does Jeff Jarrett have to do with any of them?
There is only one link, and the fact that SummerSlam is happening in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's the only link I can think of. The fact that Jeff Jarrett, TNA, all came out from that area.
Bro, this is called shoehorning something in just for the sake of it. Have him be the host of SummerSlam or something. It's like they have to shoehorn him into something. Okay, special guest referee. Like, he literally, culturally, musically, has nothing to do with the Street Profits or the Usos.
It's like rap versus country, and this is not Little Nas X. This is just fucking random.
I think that's probably why I completely forgot, because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough of all that, because this week, right here in Singapore, SPW is doing their Battlefront Stronghearts Attack show, and we're very excited. Unfortunately, I can't be there because I will have work commitments. But here to preview SPW's show with us, who better than the man himself, all right? The OG of SPW. Let's chat with the Statement Andruew Tang.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we were waiting for. How are you, my guy? Hey, the Statement Andruew Tang.
Good.
Live from an undisclosed area. Can we say where you are?
Sure. Please go ahead. Yeah. I'm
from
enjoying my
his-
holiday.
Yeah. Exactly. Holiday in Bali, and he's still making time for us. What a guy, huh? What a guy, right?
Yeah.
For the love of pro wrestling, for the fans and for, of course,
man.
the best wrestling podcast in Singapore, Kick to the Gut, of course. Why not, right? Any time of the day.
Appreciate it, man. I mean, me and Young, we are actually on like kind of an extended break as well. As you were saying before we came online, like technically I'm on 2 weeks reservice. So last week there wasn't a show. So I think the listeners can't go 2 weeks without hearing from us. So what better way for them to drop? This is a surprise drop. Nobody knows. So once we drop it, boom, we got Statement on the show to talk about your upcoming SPW event. I think that's going to be a great announcement, man.
Yes, indeed.
Heck yeah.
July 22nd, SPW Battlefront, Stronghearts Attack, Stronghearts Invade. Yeah.
That's right. That's happening this Friday, by the way. A quick question, are tickets still available? Because I know these things fill up very fast.
At the moment, tickets are all sold out. Yeah.
Oh.
Tickets are all sold out. Yeah.
Okay,
So we're expecting about 400 packs for this show.
Nice.
Awesome. So whoever is listening on this podcast, hopefully you already got your ticket. So this is just to hype you guys up a bit more. I think the biggest news coming out of the show when you guys made the announcement is that Stronghearts are back for a match, and that it shows in the title as well. How did this all come together, man? Because we just came from your previous SPW event, like your first show, like proper show post pandemic, and the momentum was so good. So what was your thought process in terms of capitalizing on it?
Right, because we just came back from a huge show, Homecoming. Of course, the momentum is hot, and it was a crazy night. It was a really special night for everyone, and it shows that we can definitely try to bring the Singapore pro wrestling industry up again. Because it's 2 years without a show, and everyone is eager to have that everybody's screaming for wrestling action. So I think like, why not, man? Maybe like, I can get my old friends back, because during the pandemic times, Sima-san has always been asking me about coming back to Singapore. And, Sima and me, we go way back, like our relationship, as in like, I mean, he's like a mentor to me as well. Man, I worked with him, I worked with his guys, and then I booked all his guys for a couple of shows as well. So yeah, I mean like I definitely want him to come back down to Singapore, and I feel like this time round, Stronghearts is really different from back in the days. Like they have been making waves, man. Like now they're wrestling in Great, right? This promotion, Great. Yeah, they call it Great, GREAT, even though it's GLEAT. Yeah, it's Great. Yeah, and then like they have been wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. So yeah. So
for those who don't know, where is this promotion based out of? This Great promotion.
Sorry.
So for those who don't know, you mentioned that they are wrestling at Great, right? Like where is this promotion based out of?
Oh, it's based in Japan.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's based in Japan. Yeah, so like Stronghearts has been wrestling in New Japan as well. Yeah,
nice.
Noah, New Japan as well. Yeah, so really, I think they're off another level right now. Yeah, they've always been evolving. I mean, I worked with them during the OWE days as well, but now it's going to be very interesting. Yeah.
I believe last year, I think Sima was it earlier this year? He made like a special appearance, I think at Wrestle Kingdom or one of the New Japan big shows, right? So how did you ask him like what was the trajectory of his career like post-pandemic? Because the last time I remember Stronghearts was Clash of Kings 2019. They were big with AEW, but of course pandemic got in the way. Do you know like what was the entire process for them?
No, so I have yet to ask Sima what's his whole trajectory about his what are the plans that they have for Stronghearts. Yeah, but I think at the point of time, they wanted to focus a lot on OWE, but somehow or rather, I think the whole pandemic hit, and then now OWE is closed lah. So yeah, I mean like Stronghearts is right now with Great, and I think if I'm not wrong, I think Sima has maybe some shares in Great as well. I'm not too sure, but I think like the promotion, Great promotion is really picking up in Japan.
Nice.
With the the number of promotions they are working with. Yeah. So by having this working relationship with Great and SPW, it will open doors for the wrestlers in SPW to perform in Great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hope you let us know about the social media and everything and tag us. I would love to check out their stuff over there as well, hopefully.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. So of course, before every big card, right, we like to do a bit of a preview, and who better to help us preview the SPW big event that's happening this Friday than with the Statement himself? Okay, can we go through the card match by match? Just give some of your thoughts, lah. Of course, there's a few matches. I know you have maybe a personal stake involved. We try to be a little bit more objective. You know what I'm saying? But okay, let's take a look at the card right now. I have your social media open. Okay, first of all, Big Good Jack, Destroyer Dama versus Stronghearts. Okay, this looks like Sima and Issei Onitsuka. Yes.
Onitsuka.
Okay. Have we seen this guy before?
No.
He's a new fella.
He's the new fella from Stronghearts. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
but story, like Traxxas and me when we were wrestling in OWE. Yeah, he was the guy who handled us lah. So he was the young boy. At the point of time, he was the newest member of Stronghearts. Yeah. So he was like starting his career with Stronghearts. So yeah. Nice fella, nice chap. Yeah. Good old memories.
Right, and you got two big guys on the SPW side, right? Like, I mean, Big Good Jack, Destroyer Dama. How do you see this going down?
Oh, I think this is going to be a slobber knocker, man. It's going to be one hell of a fight. I mean, you have Destroyer Dama. He's such a menacing force, and I think he's going to be arguably one of his biggest match of his career as well. It's like I think he's going to face an international wrestler, right? Two international wrestlers of different caliber, right? So it's definitely a sink or swim for him, and of course Big Good Jack as well. It's going to be a big match for Big Good Jack, and I've been watching Big Good Jack's matches, and man, this guy he's a diamond in the rough, man. Like the intensity that he showcases, the clothesline from hell. Wow, I tell you, this is going to be a very interesting match to watch. A match that you definitely have to see it live. Yeah, and plus the fact that Sima is coming down all the way, and he definitely wants to get the W, right? And of course he'll go all out. And you watch his matches with me, you watch his matches with Traxxas. Sima is of another level, right?
Awesome.
Have these two fellas teamed up before? Talking about Dharma and Big Good Jack.
Nope, they have been rivals, but this is
Exactly.
the first time. This is the first time, they put the sake of their rivalry aside, they put their differences aside for Team SPW, and just they're going to defend the home front,
Right.
the battlefront. They're going to defend our pride and glory.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
That's what I was thinking, because I feel like they have issues with each other, and how are they going to work together? Is that going to play into this match? Yes, they're coming together to defend SPW, but are they going to be on the same page?
Mhm. Yeah, that's something that we will see on July 22nd. But I'm sure, man, I think they will be on the same page because they want to get the W, right? And
Right.
if they defeat these two big names, right, or even they defeat SEMA, whoever gets the pin over SEMA, wow, they're going to propel their career to the next level, right? Yeah. Bragging rights. Even though I had a pin over SEMA before, but I forgot. Just saying.
Right. Statement, you brought up a great point. You talk about Battlefront. Like, what is the idea behind the name of the event? Is this some sort of us defending our turf against these Stronghearts invaders, or what?
Yeah. It's like, it's like going for war, right? Like SPW against Stronghearts. Like we're going to defend our home ground, right? Our SPW, right? We're going to defend Toa Payoh. We should say, like, I don't know, Toa Payoh defense or something.
From Tokyo to
Singapore
Toa
Federation of
Payoh.
Chinese
Yeah.
Tokyo to Toa Payoh. Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
It's a catchy name. I really think it's a catchy name. Yeah.
I
really think
love
it's a
it.
catchy name.
Because I was thinking to myself, like, the fact that these two are rivals, usually common rivals, but they are uniting against them. And big fan of Big Good Jack, man. From the first time we saw him, from the first time he's performed, do you see a big future for him in SPW?
Yeah, I think the future is bright for him. Like, I think he is really promising, and I fear that this year or next year you definitely have to look out for him, man. Like, I think he can definitely be a main eventer, man. This guy is good. This guy is really, really good. Yeah. I have a lot of expectations for him. So keep a lookout for him. Yeah.
That's high praise coming from the Statement. Talking about the Statement, all right, let's talk about your match then. It's the Statement Andruew Tang versus L. Lindemann. Yes. Oh, okay, all right. It's time to spill the tea.
Yeah, it's gonna be for the G-Rex Championship. Yeah, so this G-Rex Championship is basically one of the titles over in Grid. So basically, there are different titles for different fields. Like types of wrestlers. There's like pro wrestling title. There's like kickboxing or something. If I'm not wrong, and this one's the pro wrestling title. It's pro wrestling championship. So yeah, this is going to be the first time that it's going to be defended outside of Japan.
Nice.
So I have a lot of pressure for myself. Like, I definitely want to win this back home for Singapore and want to redeem myself from losing my SPW Southeast Asia Championship. And there's nothing better than, to redeem it by winning an international championship. Yeah, become the champion of Great and then become the champion of Japan.
Nice. Tell us about the clash of styles between you and Lindemann, because for those who do not know, what is Lindemann's wrestling style like?
I worked with Lindemann before, like in Japan before. It was a tag match, so it's Traxxas and me versus Lindemann and Taiwanese wrestler Rekka. So Lindemann's style, it's very explosive. He's actually he used to be a judoka, so he does a lot of slams. Yeah, he does a lot of slams, like a lot of judo slams. As usual, his hard hitting. Like I think his finisher is like a German suplex, a deadlift German suplex, and I think like quite recently, like one of his moves that I just saw was like he just grabs someone by the arm and then he just he swing the person down to like a driver or some shit.
Wow.
But it's quite cool. It's like up and over. It's like I'm not sure it's like a razor's edge or something, but it looks really cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. That's one of the moves that I've been watching and studying. So I need to do my research on my opponent. But I mean I really literally I don't care. I mean, like, whoever I face in the ring. I mean, I faced with legends before in the ring, like Tajiri, Rene Dupree, Kenny Omega. It's about just giving out my heart and soul and, just unleashing the inner statement, because I just want to win that title. So it doesn't matter who is in front of me, right? I will just make him feel the just give all out, make him feel the air, take the belt back, become the champion of Japan and Singapore.
Nice.
Once again, reign supreme. Yeah.
Awesome.
Interestingly enough, I noticed that they've been featuring a lot in your Insta stories. And also you announced this, action star Kelly Kimberly from Argos Go Army is going to be at the card itself. Now, is she going to be involved somehow, or is it just like a special guest appearance kind of a situation?
It's just a special guest appearance, lah. She's just wanting to watch. She's a big fan of SPW,
Okay,
and quite recently, Argos Go Army Part 2 has been released. I mean, Argos Go Army again has been released in theaters, and of course, making a cameo appearance in the movie, the Statement Andruew Tang. Yeah, I mean, she's a good friend of mine, and I think, she has been showing her interest in pro wrestling. So, I mean, why not? Just let her come down, watch SPW, enjoy the action. Maybe she might give a review. Maybe you can even get her down to your podcast, talking about
absolutely.
talking about, Argos Go Army and stuff. Yeah, she's really talented. I mean, she tried pro wrestling a couple of times just for fun, and she picked things up so fast. Wow.
I bring that up because I know that she does a lot of content about martial arts, self-defense, that kind of stuff, right? On TikTok and her various social medias, right? And then I started to see, doing a bit of the pro wrestling. I'm like, could this be the road to, because a lot of mixed martial artists have transitioned into the role of maybe jumping into the pro wrestling scene. Obviously, the examples, in the WWE being like a Sonya Deville or Ronda Rousey, that kind of thing. So do you think that, that could be or is it sort of, she's just trying it out? We'll see.
I mean, the world of pro wrestling, never say never, right? I mean, expect the unexpected. I mean, if she really has the passion for it and she really wants to step foot inside the ring, we might see her inside the ring. We never know, right?
Yeah, man.
Now, of course, she needs to learn all the basics.
Of course,
the psychology of pro wrestling and stuff. But trust me, man, if she really does pro wrestling, the stuff that she does, the kicks, it's amazing, man. It's equivalent to Will Ospreay, some of the kicks that Will Ospreay does for his finisher.
Yes.
I mean, not now. I mean, now his finisher is the back elbow thing, right? That slice thing.
Hidden blade.
Yeah.
Hidden blade.
Hidden blade, yeah. Yeah, but last time he was doing all the kicks and stuff, oh my God, really wow. And his kicks are whoa, blow your mind, man. Blow your mind. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting because you brought up about how she's technically from someone from the outside going into the wrestling world. So we've seen a lot of celebrities appearing in pro wrestling and collaborating. What about you, Statement? Because I've seen that you are slowly trying your hand, dabbling in acting, appearing in Argos to Go Army and all that kind of stuff. Do you see yourself appearing on our television screens and film screens in the future more often?
I don't know, man. It really depends on the director. Of course, if the director likes me, the director feels that, I can bring money on the table, I can, be a draw, then why not? But I believe in myself. Obviously, I'm from pro wrestling, where pro wrestlers know how to tell a story. And, in pro wrestling, it's just one take. But in acting, you have so many different kinds of takes. So, you can always run through stuff here and there. Yeah. But I mean, I always just like to entertain people. So why not? If I can make a transition, I can do pro wrestling, I can do acting. Why not? As long as I just entertain everyone and everybody knows who the Statement is. So it's all good.
Did you enjoy the experience working with Jack Neo, doing that cameo role?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'm not sure whether you guys watched it, but I have quite a lot of positive reviews about my cameo role inside. People remember me because my friends from Boys to Men and then even I remember at the gala, even Jack came over to me and he's he was saying my tagline and was saying okay, let's take a picture, and then use his phone to take a picture of us together as well. So it's wow, okay, cool, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a scene stealer. I mean, of course, clearly from your background, you did tell us in one of our older interviews that you're from Commando, right? So did you feel very natural?
No. I was from OCS, not Commando.
Oh yes, OCS. So my bad.
Can anyhow say one?
Correct.
Commando pride.
Cannot. Later fake news. Yes, but you're from OCS, so you're used to being like a command position, right? So did it feel very natural to step into that role?
Yeah, it's very natural. But I mean, the role that I played was I was given a role for MMA instructor. I had to play like a sergeant, but I decided to go just over the top, instead of just being the normal sergeant, because it's a Jack Neo film, right? It's comedy, right? So you need to know how to be expressive and be a little bit crazy, right? Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. You reckon with all your dabbling with this entertainment media and stuff like that, taking it back to pro wrestling, right? Are you sort of convincing and grabbing some of these stars from the outside of the wrestling realm and getting them interested in wrestling. Like, Maxi, we all know is a huge fan. Kelly, now we found out, becoming a fan as well. And obviously that will benefit the local wrestling scene, right?
Of course. Even like Tropic Monsters. So I think like yesterday, they just dropped the video. They did a documentary about SPW and myself.
Oh,
Yeah. Jeremiah, yeah. I mean, that guy, he's a punk ass little bitch. I mean, like, he came to the show at Homecoming. He went there. He booed at me. Of course, he deserves a slap to the face and a spit to his face. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, he's coming to my house and he's trying to insult me. It's very offending. So.
Was he the guy that when you came to the ring during the Homecoming, you like threatened to beat him up? The one in the crowd, was it? That guy?
Yeah. That's the guy, That's
Okay.
the guy, We're not friends, I mean, it doesn't matter that he does a documentary for me, but we are not friends, I mean, he just insulted me at my home ground. Like, hello, he's just a YouTuber, so he should just mind his own business.
Oh
and
my.
Yeah, well, I was defending my title. It was my big night. What's he's trying to do. Yeah, pissed me off.
Yeah, that was a very wild start to the match. I remember that you had on the Homecoming. Yes.
Okay. Talking about Wild, let's go back to the card and let's preview the card. This next match confirmed Wild. Okay, we got the Butcherman versus CK Vin. Interesting how CK Vin went from remember we right before the pandemic we were talking about this guy being he has a certain look that rubs people the wrong way, right? And then now here he is in the mix with the Butcherman. He became Butcherman's friend for a while. On social media during the whole pandemic thing, which was very a bit of a head scratcher. I'm like, what's going on? What's this relationship? And then at Homecoming, of course, he stabbed him in the back. He stole the title, right? He stole the Singapore Championship from Butcherman. And now they are clashing. This one is for the Singapore title, correct?
Yeah, it's for Singapore Championship. It's for the Singapore Championship.
What's your thoughts on CK Vin's progress? Because he's the kind of guy when you see him, you straight away this guy slappable face. But
it's just his face, It's just his face. He just has a very natural hittable face, and the way he talks on social media, he thinks like he's some kind of big shot. It's just bad, Yeah, but I mean, if he tries talking to me like that, I'll probably slap the shit out of his face, But then again, we have yet to, encounter ourselves. Face each other in the ring before. Except maybe one time during the corporate show, Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has not reached the level of the Statement to share the ring with you yet. I'm making his way there.
Not yet, of course not. Maybe by winning this Singapore Championship, then he may stand a chance against the Statement. But now.
Do you think he's on the level of the Butcherman to be able to, take away the Singapore Championship right now?
Man, even though Butcher is Butcher may be eccentric at times, we face each other in the ring for a couple of times. I have lots of respect for the Butcherman. We hate each other, we spit on each other's faces. That's what we did in the corporate show. Yeah.
Nice.
And the corporate show, I spat at him, he spat at me. We just keep having a speed exchange. So
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we had champion versus champion match at one of the other at the second corporate show. Yeah. And Butcher is another level as well. I mean, Butcher is good. He's amazing. His offense is so unique that makes his opponents very. They won't be able to predict his next move. So yeah, I mean, CK Vin better bring everything he got. Butcherman will be pissed, because not only CK Vin took away his Singapore Championship, but I know that Butcher and CK Vin have really close ties. It's like a very personal thing for the Butcherman. And when Butcherman goes personal, you go crazy, man. I don't know, man. CK Vin is gonna be in for a fight of his life. It's a last man standing, and you have the Butcherman. He's so mad, and it's a last man standing match. It's his element. I don't know what he will do, man. Shit, if he puts his hand on the cleaver, oh no, we're gonna have. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'll make sure that there'll be security, or maybe the cleaver will be black. I mean, the cleaver will be banned for the match, because I don't want a big disaster to happen in Toa Payoh.
It won't be choppy or pee. It'll be worse than that.
I don't know what will happen, I don't know what will happen.
Okay.
But I'm sure that match will be crazy, man. It will be I'm not sure what the both of them will be doing to each other. But I mean, both wants the Singapore Championship, and the Butcherman wants payback, So, and CK Vin definitely wants, make a name for himself, right? At the expense of the Butcherman. Yeah. So everybody should be in for a treat. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so there is a thing that's happening in the tag team scene right now. Alexis, of course, a good pal of yours, right? She's going to be
Yeah.
confronting the Trickster and Bryson Blade, and they're going to be addressing her tag team partner, Nick, who is injured, right? Very unfortunately.
Yeah.
What do you expect out of that confrontation?
I think, whenever there's a confrontation in pro wrestling, there's bound to be a fight. But I'm not sure, man. I really wonder how is Alexis going to respond. Whether is she going to accept a challenge from them, or are they going to challenge Alexis Lee?
Uh-huh.
I mean, they definitely want to make a name for themselves. They definitely want to. They definitely want to get tag team championships, right? I mean, they
Right,
made
yeah.
it clear during the promo. So it's gonna be interesting, like how will the GM respond? Will there be a match? Will Alexis Lee have a new tag team partner against the two of them? Yeah.
If
What
there
about Nick?
ever was if there ever was an opportunity to try to swoop in and quote unquote steal the titles, it could be now, right? One partner is injured, whether she can swap somebody in or not, that's the big question,
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah, maybe who knows? They might even persuade Alexis Lee to defend her championship. Maybe it could be a 2-on-1
2-on-1.
handicap match.
Ooh.
And then easy pickings for the title, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a thought in my mind. I don't want to say it because I feel like I'm predicting something right now. Foreign, after that, after we finish this, I'll tell you what my prediction is. And then we'll see if
Okay.
it happens on Friday or not, okay? Okay, I just don't want to say anything now. I don't want to say anything now. Because
No
I
worries.
feel like, yeah.
No worries.
I can read the in between the lines. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I've said too much. Statement. I've said too much.
Okay.
I don't want
Don't worry,
Statement to lay the on me also. I
Yeah,
scared.
I will save you. I will protect you in this
Who
scenario.
knows? Who knows? I might just defend my title. As in, who knows? I might be Alexis tag team partner.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
help her.
There's a connection
I'll make
there,
the
but-
safe. I'll make the safe. Get one more title for me, and then by the end of the night, when I win, when I lay
Two
the smackdown
titles.
on Lindeman's ass, I'll get 2 championships, man. Why not? Maybe.
Statement, 2
You never
belts.
know.
Let's go.
Statement
There
to
you
belts,
go.
never
There you
know.
go.
Double champ once again, baby. Double champ once again.
I wanted to ask you this as well because it's been interesting seeing Alexis now in the tag team division, right? Clearly she's transcended just the women's division and she can hang herself with the boys. Like, how proud of you of like her progress as a wrestler and the fact that she's mixing it well. Like, she can really hold her own, because when I was there for the homecoming with my girlfriend the previous time, she was crazy like supportive of Alexis, like that this girl can kick ass lah. So yeah, what's your thoughts of her progress right now?
I think she has improved tremendously. She has evolved so much as a pro wrestler. I mean, like when I first saw her when she was younger, when I first trained her when she was like 16, 17 years old. So now she has been wrestling like around the world, wrestling with guys, wrestling with girls, and all the matches are good as well. And like she takes criticisms really well, and she just improves herself. And yeah, I mean, like you watched the last match. I mean, like she got her ass kicked hard, man, by Tony Diesel and Paksa, right?
Just crazy, yes.
She just took it, right? But she didn't give up, and like she managed to wrestle, hold her own as well, right? She unleashed her arsenal of offense and moves onto the both wrestlers. Yeah, so I think she just needs to she just keeps improving each time she goes downside the ring. Yeah, each time she wrestles, and I think it's a very positive progress for her. Yeah,
you're
I'm really
right.
proud for her. Yeah.
One thing you can't deny is her toughness. She definitely displayed that in the previous show.
Yeah, and the thing is, you see, like right now, like we don't really have a lot of I think actually at this moment we don't have any female divas or female wrestlers, or not divas, female wrestlers in SPW, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's about time Alexis tries to make it a transition, to like that's why the tag team championships. It's an open category, right? Yeah, for anyone, right? Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
It's awesome. But you never know, man. Maybe who knows? Alexis may one day challenge for the Singapore Championship.
Ooh.
Hey, they've done it
know that.
before. They've done it before, like in the US. I think she could handle it, man.
Absolutely.
The fact that she could take an ass kicking from those Thai people and still dish it out and win. Wow, respect, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know she has a lot
so much
of
heart.
support. Yeah. All right. The next, I don't know if this will be the main event or what, but this one, I don't know if this is a sore point for you because it is for the Southeast Asian Championship. the title that you know, were former champion of. Aiden Rex versus T-Hawk. Now the championship is on the line for this one, right?
Yeah, championship will be on the line for this. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this match?
Very hard to stay partial, but we would love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I was still champion, it could be a champion versus champion match, or you know, 2 titles on the line: the SPW Southeast Asia Championship, the GREX Championship. But unfortunately, I was a little bit complacent during that fight, lah. So I underestimated Aiden Rex. You know, I thought like it's just gonna be a walk in the park. But I mean, he's smart, lah. You know, I tore my chest before, right? So he just keeps working on my arm, that arm and my chest. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't take the pain. It was too painful for me. I tapped out. Yeah, but fun and games aside, I think Aiden Rex is it's gonna be a formidable opponent for T-Hawk. You know, we've seen how Aiden can work in the ring. He's a wrestling machine, man. Like, even though he's small, he's a wrestling machine, and I think it's gonna be unique for T-Hawk, because I don't think T-Hawk has faced a higher flyer as well, like Aiden Rex, because Aiden Rex is a hybrid. Aiden Rex is a high flyer and he's a technician.
Specialist.
Submission specialist. And T-Hawk style, I don't know. I mean, these two have faced each other before. I mean, like, there was a tag team match, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, T-Hawk and Lindemann versus Aiden Rex and I can't remember the name of the other guy. Maybe I mentioned his name.
Yes.
He was
the one that is not around right now. Yes.
Speed, not around right now. Yeah. So maybe, I mean, but that was like a few years ago. So right now, I think Aiden Rex level has improved as well, right? I mean, like, he's now the main man of SPW, right? So he's definitely going to step up, and there's no way in hell that he's going to let like T-Hawk win the championship, right? So 2 of them, it's going to be a blast as well. It's going to be a blast. But what you can expect is that Aiden's Rex is going to be it's going to be on fire, man.
Yeah,
nice.
I have to say that's very gracious of you to say the statement. However, let me throw this, scenario out there. Aiden Rex defending the Southeast Asian Championship. Obviously, you want that title to stay within SPW, right? Because I don't know, what if T-Hawk beats him down so bad, but he still retains, and then somewhere down the road, a certain statement could enact some sort of rematch. Yeah, is that?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've yet to cash in my rematch clause, lah. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's T-Hawk. It doesn't matter whether it's Aiden Rex, because I've some unfinished business to attend with T-Hawk as well. I mean, like, I had a match with him before, and then he kind of like brutalized my chest.
Yes,
chest.
Come
on.
Oh dear God! SPW needs a money in the bank stipulation somehow, so you can take advantage of this situation right now.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not? I was like looking back at my old videos, right? And you know that we did a pay-per-view before that's called Hardcore Island.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
2017 or 2018?
2015.
Wow.
One day after the WWE show. Yeah,
right.
I remember. Yeah. So why not? We might have Hardcore Island too. I did a ladder match before, man. I look back and I'm saying, like, how the hell I'm able to do like stuff like that, like swanton off the ladder onto the floor, superplex off the ladder. Yeah, you guys should check it out if you guys have the time, man. That match was quite a classic. Yeah,
we love it. We love it.
Is it?
Sorry,
it's on YouTube.
Hardcore Island.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Is that the show where like the WWE's personnel came to check you guys out? Was it that show?
No. That was in 2017.
Okay.
That was one day before Chinese New Year.
Oh
Yeah.
Okay. We got our timelines mixed up, but it's very interesting that you mentioned it, because I was thinking to myself, like, you've done a lot of interesting like first time matches in SPW, right, or in Singapore. Ladder match is something I didn't realize that you've done before. But has there a match that you would love to produce in Singapore that has never been done before by local wrestling?
Yeah, maybe a cage match or Hell in a Cell. Why not, man? I just want to get my hands dirty in that.
Man.
Not hardcore match, but maybe Hell in a Cell or cage match. I think it'd be interesting, lah.
I was thinking if you could somehow make a cage match. I don't know the logistics in Singapore of how you can do that, but I think that would be Pretty dope, man. You guys can pull that off in the future.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing, man. Like, if I'm not wrong, I think some other promotion in Southeast Asia might be doing a cage match. I'm not sure. If I'm not wrong or what the person told me, I'm not sure. I can't name the promotion, but
Okay.
be interesting, right? Yeah, cage match.
We'll
Yeah.
keep our ears close to the ground. Keep to the guy. Always got insider somehow.
We
Somehow
try.
some people will send
Somehow.
us stuff. Yeah.
Somehow or other.
I want to ask you one more question about Aiden Rex because, of course, clearly I was at the last show. The audience reaction was very interesting because when you came into the match, the audience was pro Statement. Like people were like, okay, this is a Statement's home crowd. But throughout the course of the match, from like no reaction or like barely little reaction, somehow Aiden won the audience over to the point that it was a split 50-50. So like it was interesting. But I also have to credit you for doing that as well because you really put him over, in the most purest way. So how do you feel like the audience reaction to Aiden winning the title at that point?
I mean, I didn't put him over. It was a match, I just unleashed the inner Statement in me, I just wanted to beat the living shit out of him in the most dirty way possible, it's not putting him over. I won the championship for myself. I won that title. So he was in my way, so I just wanted to, I just do what I do best, kicking ass and humiliating people inside the ring. So that's what I did, and then I don't know why. I mean, if the fans want to turn their back on me, so be it. They want to turn their back on me, but yeah, but I still at the end of the day, I'm still the Statement, right? I mean, I gave my all. I keep hitting him hard.
Yes, you
I
did.
gave everything I got. What I don't know, man. He's like a Superman or what for that night. I can hit him a tombstone power driver. I kick him so hard in the head. A Canadian destroyer.
Yes,
he's still alive. Oh my god,
bro, you smack him like he owe you money like that, bro. Somehow.
Well, I
gave
mean,
him I think the most memorable part of the match was the speed. I was conjuring my speed, and then I spit on his face.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think what it is, I think what the crowd probably appreciated was that you raised the level and then he raised the level to match and then y'all just kept raising the level to a point where there was mutual respect from the crowd, and that's probably what happened along the way.
Yeah. But I would say it's really one of the best matches I've ever had. And of course, the crowd, the energy of the crowd was amazing. It was mad. Really from the start of the match to the end, everyone was at the edge of the seats, and everybody was screaming, man. The reaction was crazy, man. I think Foreign, you were there, right? You felt it, right? It was mad, man. It was crazy.
I think the crowd was just so happy to see you guys live once more. And the energy carried throughout the show. Did it reinvigorate your passion for wrestling, local wrestling? Because you talk about it, how it really affected you during the pandemic and stuff like that. So did it help?
Yeah, of course it helped. I told myself that I needed this match to tell myself that I am the Statement to do what I really love, and this pro wrestling is something that I really, really love. I mean, it's 2 years, especially for wrestlers, in 2 years you can do a lot of things, and especially I'm not very young anymore, and then it's 2 years, I can't do anything, and then I have to I'm working, doing a personal training, doing acting and stuff like this, but I mean, that's not what I really love, right? The most important thing that I love is pro wrestling. Right now, pro wrestling is back, and I'm just so happy, that I can manage to organize shows again, interact with people, learn from the best, and I just can't wait to meet my friends again. My friends from Stronghearts like Seaman, Lindemann, T-Hawk. Yeah, they're all cool guys. Yeah.
So I mean, if it's possible, what is on the horizon past Battlefront, or are you just focusing on Battlefront right now? Because personally, I'm a bit damn it, because the last two events I've had to work. So I hate the fact that I can't be there on Friday. So I'm thinking, when's the next time I can go and see an SPW event post Battlefront?
I'm certainly hoping to do 2 more shows this year.
Awesome.
So I'm thinking of doing a mega show. I can't say so much. Yeah, it's going to be a mega show because it's 10 years of SPW, right? So
yes, 2020. Yeah.
I mean, 10 years or 8 years actually. 2012 it started, but COVID. You just count it 10 years, right?
Last year don't count. Last year didn't happen. Yeah.
That is 8 years, but I don't know. But Never mind,
But
let's come at
yeah.
10 years. Lah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
just
nice.
call
Lah.
it 10 lah.
2022 is nice. Lah. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's a 10-year show, we're gonna do quite a big one. So of course, like I might be bringing down stars from overseas here and there, or like
Love
people who have impacted SPW in these 10 years.
Oh.
Because I feel that everyone, those who have came to the ring, be it from other promotions or be it from overseas or whatsoever, everyone plays a huge part in building the success of SPW to where it is right now, lah. Even the fans, I've always have gratitude to the fans to let me do what I love. Yeah, without the fans, I won't be chasing my dreams, lah. I won't be the statement. So
Awesome.
everyone plays a huge part in this whole journey of SPW. Yeah.
You brought up like doing a mega show. You brought up like people who have impacted SPW throughout history. Just the previous episode before we went on break, we actually interviewed Eurasian Dragon for his new promotion that he's just started, Ring of Rebirth. And he, if you didn't know about what he said in the interview, he actually talked about how he approached you, like brought you up for kopi and like just asked for your blessing about starting it. What do you think, like having Ring of Rebirth together with Grapple Max, together with SPW, what does it bode well for in terms of the future and the climax, the environment of local wrestling in Singapore?
I think it's good. It's it gives fans more options of pro wrestling as well, because I think all three promotions have different styles of wrestling, maybe different kinds of story they want to tell inside the ring. Like I went to Ring of Rebirth, the first show of Ring of Rebirth.
Yes.
I think it was amazing. It was unique. Like it's a style that's very, very different. Like before the matches, they have like interviews and stuff. So it's really very similar to like how it is done the old school days, where they interview the wrestlers first, then they do the match, and then after the match, there's a post-match interview. Yeah, and the good thing about that, right, is that it tells a story as well. Because like even let's say for SPW, we don't do this thing, but when we do that the pre-match interview, like people will get to know the character first before step foot inside the ring. It's good and bad. I mean, different style. There's no right, there's no wrong. Yeah. And of course, like we see Gripper Max style of wrestling as well. Like it's more towards like more Japanese style of wrestling, more mat based stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like it gives, and I watched the stuff on the social media as well. The one that they had at Fight Night, I think Fight Club 3.
Yes,
Fight Club
3. Yes.
Yeah, Fight Club 3. Yeah, it was amazing, man. Like I think that's entertainment right there. That's entertainment right there. Like I mean, like no rings, and then like the stuff that they did was it's hilarious and good lah. Yeah, like that. I mean, I saw like the one that Butcher Man was involved in. I think if I'm not wrong, was a 3-way match.
Yes.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think the wrestling in Singapore is in good hands lah. Wrestling of Southeast Asia is in good hands. It gives more options for the fans to watch, and of course, maybe because of these three promotions, we could have like wrestling shows every month, because every month there's a promotion running a show. So it's cool. It brings more awareness and eyeballs on the pro wrestling product as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, more options for Southeast Asia. I mean, like for wrestlers around the world, more promotions for wrestlers around the world to come in and work their craft.
Yeah. I mean, more options for you guys, as in more content for us to cover. So I think the whole ecosystem of local wrestling it benefits everyone in that case.
Yeah. I'm just glad that after the 2 years of the pandemic, we are just now, getting back to it, and hopefully we will see this, huge growth of all this local pro wrestling. And like you said, Foreign, I can't wait to cover it all and check it all out. Foreign, we won't take too much more of your time because we know you're on holiday. Please go on the beach and relax and drink whatever it is you want to drink.
Hey,
have fun.
I still gotta train hard. I still gotta train hard for my championship match, man.
Yes.
I can't look bad or be gassed out inside the ring or party too hard. There's a time to party, there's a time to train.
So wait, you're training on the beaches of Bali, they're lifting.
I'm lifting alcohol bottle.
Hey, very heavy, very heavy. Please.
That's why. The more you drink, the less heavy it gets, though.
No, this is called training as well, because it gives me the creativity to unleash new moves onto Lindemann, right now.
Yes. I love
think
it.
out of the box.
All right, Statement. Once again, thank you so much for your time. One last thing, you want to say anything to your fans here in Singapore? And all around the world.
Fans, well, guys, for all my fans around the world in Singapore, you're just a few days away from SPW Battlefront. And right now, I want all of you to just close your eyes, put your finger out, touch your screen, and feel the that surge of power, because that's what I need. That's what I need to win the G-Rex Championship, and I'll be the next G-Rex champion. Champion of Singapore, champion of Japan, because I am great.
I love it. I
Love
love it.
it,
Thank you
love
so
it.
much, Statement. Thank you so much for coming down on such short notice, but thank you so much for coming down, regardless.
All right. Thank you, guys.
There you go. That's the Statement Andruew Tang. Can't wait for more SPW action hitting our shores in the months to come. But in the meantime, of course, we are just about to preview the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. But of course, we would be remiss if we didn't mention and shout out our awesome sponsor, Nickmart.
Yo, man, Nick Mudd at 65 Roofs on Instagram. Of course, like we mentioned before, he is a real estate professional. He will help you buy, rent, sell any of your properties that you need. And the best part is he's a huge wrestling fan like all of us. So you got that attachment right there. Let's
One
go.
of us. One of us. One. Okay,
Yes.
check him out with Kenny Omega. Check him out with the Bruiserweight. Butch. The Butcherweight.
Yes, Butch.
You know what? You see the QR code on the screen right now. Take a screenshot of that, or just get his information, because maybe right now you're not in the market for property to buy, sell, or rent, but at some point in the future, confirm you will be, and he's the guy you want to go chat with.
Yeah. And of course, save later, save the number. You never know when you, like you said, you want to inquire about a property, or you need to ask a quotation or ask a comparison. Hey, this house better than that house, that area better than that area,
There you go. Take a screenshot of what you're seeing right now. The QR code is there. His Instagram, his Facebook, everything is there. You can drop him an email as well.
Yes. One thing he did ask, if nothing else, just follow him on his IG. So at least you can follow his journey. Have him in your timeline,
Yeah.
So you never know what else he might share. And he did mention as well, if you ever want to talk wrestling with him, he got loads of stories to share. And he's also looking to contribute to the local wrestling industry as well. So any of our promoters, any of the Statements or Dragons or Gregs from Gravel Max who ever want to collab with this guy, like, hey, just drop us a DM or drop him a DM directly.
Can I go to him to rent a Hell in a Cell?
Hey,
Hell in a Cell.
I'm pretty sure he can make it happen. If you want to rent a cage match, you can find the same guy as well.
Okay,
I think
there
he
you
probably
go.
build the cage himself if you want.
I think so. Very handy this fella. At 65 Roofs, go follow Nick Mudd, all right? And yeah, like I said, take a picture of this right now, take a screenshot, have him so you know who to go look for when you're ready to buy, sell, and rent. But in the meantime, okay, are you ready for Ring of Honor?
Yep, you can do a quick one because, of course, I do not know how many Ring of Honor fans are there in Singapore, but yeah.
Well, as an AEW fan, I think you might be invested in this because they have been promoting it. Like we mentioned earlier, the promotion of it feels a little bit like Forbidden Door. It's like, oh, by the way, let's push this because they don't have their own TV show yet, right? But let's jump into it. Serena Deeb versus Mercedes Martinez. We remember her, right? For the ROH Women's World Championship.
Honestly, this is gonna be a dope technical match. It's probably gonna be as good as Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing.
I think so. Unfortunately, in terms of like a storyline, not much of it to share.
Yeah, nothing. And also, I think Mercedes Martinez is technically like a babyface anti-hero, or is she like a heel? I can't tell because she has a very mean face. And Serena Deeb is supposed to be the bad girl in this situation, the villain, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's the chemistry gonna be like. It sounds more like two grizzled veterans who are just have an issue with each other.
Yeah, and that's probably what you're gonna expect from this lah. A good match, but in terms of storyline, there's not much of it because, like we mentioned, ROH doesn't have a TV show. Okay, let's talk about the ROH World Tag Team Championship match. To me, this might be the one that just steals the entire show. 2 out of 3 falls match, okay? Because they have to escalate. They already had this match previously, right? when the
Yes.
FTR beat the Briscoes for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. Now they're doing it again. This time 2 out of 3 falls.
Yes. I watched the first match. Of course, it was like one. Actually, it was the best match of WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
And
wait, hold on. WrestleMania weekend. So you're saying it's better than Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Seth Cody?
yeah, duh.
Woo! Woo!
I mean, I will die on that hill, bro. Because first of all, FTR, best tag team in the world right now, has been the best tag team for a good solid amount of time, probably the last 1 year, right?
Yep.
And the Briscoes, super underrated. I think the only reason they are not as popular and well known is just because they wrestle for a smaller promotion.
Yeah.
But they are better opponents for FTR, even better than the Young Bucks. Because
bro,
even
anybody
ask,
is
right?
better than the Young Bucks.
okay, maybe. Okay, as an older wrestling fan, would you say that this could be this generation's Hart Foundation versus the Bulldogs, maybe?
Sure. But without the shine, obviously, without the sort of national television audience that could appreciate it. Unfortunately, it is what it is, right?
And I love that the Briscoes, their hashtag is them boys.
Them boys.
Them
I,
boys.
before I watched them for the first time, I had zero expecting. Like I had no idea. I've heard the names, but I'd never seen them before. And then you see these two like kind of trailer park looking dudes. Then they're oh my god, they certainly have a look. And
they look like people you don't want to mess with. They look like wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, geez, I wonder if they will ever like make it to the big leagues. AEW, WWE. I can picture Briscoes versus the Usos.
Yeah.
Like
But
visually, it would be an amazing match.
They're in the late 30s though. I mean, they've been in ROH for the longest time. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether that time has passed. But very interestingly, I always for the longest time thought that they were related to Gerald and Jack Briscoe.
Right.
But they're not, right?
I don't think so, but somebody can correct us in the comments if we are wrong. So, okay, to me, this is the one that will probably steal the show. So look out for this match. Then we talked about the pure wrestling rules. No strikes, just grapple, grapple, grapple. The champion, of course, Wheeler Yuta, aka Steve Blackman, part 2, but skinnier.
That's like Steve Blackman.
Versus Daniel Garcia, who has been doing nothing on AEW recently. His whole Jericho's appreciation shit. And I don't know. Like as much as maybe if they had a TV show and there were storylines, I would get into it. But this just seems like okay lah, like that law.
I'm guessing this is like a continuation of BCC versus Jericho Appreciation Society, but it's their undercut people fighting.
Yeah,
maybe?
like the people that don't really get the shine, it's like, okay, y'all just go and fight over there. Go over there. Fight. The not important ones.
What's funny is that I think there's a lot of these matches or like rivalries being pushed, but on AEW Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
So probably most of whatever that's happening or their conflict, we just haven't watched it because it's just on those shows.
So, okay, it will be interesting, but, I think this will take a certain level of appreciation, which I may not have cultivated yet. We'll see.
Regardless of all that, I think both of them, for their age, technically very good wrestlers, very promising careers.
It's just, okay, the thing with these matches, though, is just that sometimes it can be too, like, I transition into you, you transition to me. It can be too flowy. And I know, like, some fans like it. But if you ever watch MMA, nothing flows. In a real fight, it's very herky-jerky. It's, you are literally fight. So if they make it too beautiful, it does, to me anyway, seem a little bit, like, a bit nonsense lah,
Do you remember Royal Rumble 2003, Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle?
Wow, that's a very specific memory. I remember their matches, but not that specific time.
Okay, maybe I can jog your memory because you mentioned about how like competitive, real actual fights is like herky-jerky. It's not flowy. It's not choreographed, right?
Yeah.
If you remember the opening like 5 minutes of the match, both of them were trying to mat wrestle each other.
Oh yeah.
And they literally were like going at it, and it was like it looked like a fight.
Yeah, it looked legit, and I see. I don't even need to think of that specific match.
Just knowing them as wrestlers.
Yeah,
right?
any match from that era with those guys, like with your Eddies and Chris and Kurt Angle, and even like people like Shelton and Charlie Haas and the shooter background peoples. When they do these things, it's like it looks legit. you know? But like with this generation of indie fans, when they say they are so technical, but it looks very flowy and I transition into you transition, like, I don't know what, it's like I can't get into it because it looks so fake, choreographed.
Yeah, like for example, like the typical amateur wrestling move where you try to take each other's back, right? That's the whole point of the match. And when you're jockeying for position, you're grabbing each other in a waist lock.
Yeah.
You know, it's very gritty and dirty and very tough to look at because it's like, oh, these guys are hurting each other, trying to dominate each other's position. So, if they can bring that back to the ROH pure title scene, perfect, great. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I don't think they can because this has become like the thing because of all these indie guys doing these moves that look so beautiful. Wow, very technical. Actually, you know, like maybe if you start watching MMA, then you'll realize, hey, wait a minute, it seems to be BS. But let's move on from this. This is an interesting match because it's Jay Lethal versus Samoa Joe, who has not appeared on anything anywhere. Like, what is going on here? Like, literally, Samoa Joe doesn't even do like FaceTime interviews. No,
nothing, right?
It's like Christopher Daniels showing up on Dynamite or Rampage. Oh, my friend will kick your ass, my friend. I've known him for many years, my friend. Like, what happened to Samoa? Is he okay? And I'm worried about the champ.
I think he's injured, bro. He seems like an injury-prone situation.
I mean, with age and everything, I get it. But injury aside, you mean he cannot just pick up his phone, film I'll kick your ass, Jay Lethal, blah, blah. He cannot. So
he can.
This entire thing has been essentially helmed by Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and, well, Satnam Singh and Samoa Joe's friends and not Samoa Joe himself. What the hell?
He think he Undertaker. You know, Undertaker only appeared at WrestleMania, but the whole lead up is his opponents building the event.
Or Roman Reigns now lah.
Yeah. I don't know lah, bro. But of course, if they were to do an ROH television show, Samoa Joe needs to be there, like 24/7. Because I don't think, not that he's not good enough for Dynamite, but I think he doesn't have a spot in Dynamite.
Yeah, announcer. He can be the lead announcer for ROH so easily.
Yeah. Fuck him, Caprice. I think I will listen to that commentary more.
Yeah, we would watch ROH, but I don't, like we said, like we don't know what his deal is, injury or what. But it's very hard to get into this feud when one fella is just not there and he has his friends cutting promos for him.
Yeah. What I'm very interested to see is like, what is the roster for ROH? Like, is there gonna be like ROH exclusive wrestlers, or is there gonna be like wrestlers who are called ROH home but they go back and forth with AEW all the time? So I'm curious to see how that's gonna work out going forward.
Well, I mean, we will see it hopefully sooner than later lah, because like with the amount of talent that AEW has, and we talked about talent roster bloating. Well, it's so damn bloated right now. You know, they definitely need that platform. Okay, let's move on then to the main event for the undisputed ROH World Championship. Like I said, just Claudio just walks out. Oh, hey, now he's the number one contender. Okay, sure, we'll buy it, Tony.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we will be happy the fact that Claudio is challenging for a title. Very interestingly, he has never won a ROH World Championship as well. So he literally hasn't been a world champion anywhere.
So maybe this is how they give a poor Jonathan Gresham, you know. He just can't catch a break. Okay, so apparently the story to end, I have to give it to Caprice because Caprice, in that short segment where Jonathan Gresham had his match, right? Caprice essentially told the entire story of Gresham's turn. How he's not even replying my messages. That was a funny line, but they used to be friends. He used to be the face of ROH, and then suddenly now he's aligned with Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that in terms of a commentary sense, where he realized not a lot of people might know his accomplishments. You can tell the difference when Caprice is explaining Jonathan Gresham versus when Excalibur is trying to explain anybody. We've talked about this already. Excalibur just spouts out a bunch of accomplishments. He won this title, he won that title, blah, blah, blah. Gresham actually paints a story.
Yeah. I like him a lot. I also even like the other guy that is also a ROH commentator. I just can't remember his name. He actually has appeared on AEW television before.
Yeah.
One thing is, Jonathan Gresham, I know his name, but I never watched him wrestle until he appeared in AEW.
Yeah. The thing with him is he's a bit he doesn't have height. So even though he's like wide, he's like who else? Like Taz, I guess? Like a rhino?
Yeah, it's very interesting because he doesn't seem any taller than Rey Mysterio, but he wrestles like a heavyweight.
Yeah. Ian Riccaboni is the other guy, by the way.
Yes, which is he's also great as well.
Yeah.
But what he reminds me kind of a bit of not maybe Dean Malenko because he's
good
very
one, yes.
into the submission thing,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I like that he is built like a short, strong guy, like a Chris Benoit or something like that. But he knows that he can't. It's not believable for him to do power all the time. He can't be like John Silver, right? Just does the power as a gimmick, yeah. But he makes himself more serious by being like, "Fuck, I can stretch you guys out," and I like that. I like that as their world champion.
Right.
But again, you can't take away the fact that because of his stature, there's a ceiling lah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's why I'm wondering: is this just their way of handing Claudio a title right off the bat? Because I mean, you look at them, you put them next to each other. Obviously, Cesaro looks like way more impressive.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's gonna be a great showcase for Gresham as well. To know that he can perform up to the standard of Claudio. Yeah, Claudio winning the title would be a great He would be a great like
the first champ of the new TV era or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people will tune in to ROH to see Cesaro, like for sure.
It makes sense. The problem is
to an extent, yeah.
Yeah, Gresham is so short, right? If you want to uppercut him, he have to squat.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. What do you think? Okay, 2 weeks in, what do you think of Claudio's run so far?
I love the guy, but his presentation, once again, is the AEW way of presenting. Like he's very slowly becoming a Miro. Aleister Black, like he has a few. He has the shine, and then now he's challenging for the ROH championship. If he wins it, then what is he gonna become, like a Samoa Joe? It's like, you remember Samoa Joe shows up, oh my god, and then.
But maybe he will be different because he is a ROH world champion. That already puts him away from all these other wrestlers who took so long to do anything in the company.
I hope so, but I have no faith in Tony Khan and his booking. Even though he is best booker of 2022, I have no faith.
Yeah, we shall see. But I think him as the top champion would be a great poster spot for him to be in. Like, he's still prominent enough, but not the world champion in AEW, but he's still prominent enough.
Like, I am more excited about the possibility of what ROH could be, especially with Claudio as the champion, versus what AEW is presenting.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, bro, honestly, if Claudio becomes the champion, put him in a title versus title match against Moxley, right? Who do you think more believable?
Of course, Claudio lah.
Yeah. And fuck, if Claudio wins the AEW Interim Championship, him in a match with CM Punk, we haven't seen that match before.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh, speaking very quickly, I mentioned Miro. Did you see his promo on, I can't remember, Rampage or Dynamite, one of the shows? No,
I haven't seen it.
So he's doing the backstage, filming, very intense, talking about his god, and then he got misted in the face by the Black Mist, right? So and then it's like, why have you forsaken me? Are you sending me a message? Did you send the Black Order or the what the fuck is their name now? The House of Black to stand in my way or to recruit me? Oh, so they're teasing that Miro might join the House of Black, right?
Yeah, I mean, just talking shit like that guy.
I appreciate that tease, but like, you just give this guy who's clearly one of your a main star, right? Like, he has the potential to be a main star. You give him literally a 30-second promo that will happen during toilet break. I'm sorry, but most people probably even missed it. You didn't even see it. Yeah. So sometimes I feel like they're being too subtle to a point where it's like only the diehards would know, or they are giving their talents too much time off. Oh, you need to be away. Okay, to a point where I never see the fella. Yeah.
I love Miro, clearly. I thought he should have been the Atlantic champion. What happened to Park? I have no idea.
Well, Tony Khan actually came out and said that he wants this title to be defended like all around the world at different promotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, sure, great, good for him. But This is a different example of out of sight, out of mind. This is really out of sight. I don't care about him anymore.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, but I want Miro to win the world title, bro. Moxley versus Miro for the AEW interim title. I think it's a match I would see. I would love to see that match.
Yeah.
Um,
There are a lot of things we would like to see, but it's only up to Uncle Khan to see whether he will give it to us, huh? Tony Khan.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay. That being said, I think it's time to wrap things up. I'm looking forward to Ring of Honor's pay-per-view, and then of course the lead up to SummerSlam. That's what we'll talk about next week, and hopefully there'll be more developments in the Vince McMahon case. That one's the juicy one, isn't it?
We'll be live next week. I'm back officially, so back to normal regular scheduling. So
Yep.
Monday 2 p.m. So I hope if you guys are watching this, apologize that we can't be there live, but I hope the chat is like on fire as usual. And next week I'll if I get to make it to SPW, I'll love to share my experience watching the show this weekend. And we'll try to get tickets. So anyone here listening, if you are looking to be a last minute +1 with foreign, hit us up, DM us.
As always, check our Discord. We will update on any changes on Discord, on Instagram, all right? It's all linked in the description. If you're listening to the audio, check out the description as well. It's all there. And can come, hang out with the community, talk stuff, and actually leave in the comments right now how you feel about Death Before Dishonor. Are you really looking forward to it? Upon 10, what do you give your hype meter? What's your hype meter? For me, it's around 7.5, 8. Not gonna lie, I'm actually quite excited for it.
Not bad. I came into this with a 5, honestly. But then after talking to you, I'm like, okay, I can see what I might enjoy and wouldn't.
See, that's why we need to have more of these conversations. We hype each other up.
Is this on Fight, bro? Is it, do you have to pay shit for this?
Yes,
or?
I believe this will be on Fight, so you'll probably have to pay like $30 or some shit like that.
All right. Shout out to Statement. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Live from his holiday in Bali, bro. He was willing to sit down, take an hour away from his time to talk wrestling. So shout out to him for that. Shout out to our patrons, Div Royalty, Christian, and The Shadow for supporting us. If you like to support our podcast with any amount and be a patron sponsor, we will greatly appreciate it as well. Helps us keep this channel going as well.
Absolutely. Whatever's comfortable for you. Quick reminder though that Death Before Dishonor, I believe, is a Saturday night pay-per-view, so that's Sunday morning for us. And I'm looking at it right now, it is $30 for Fight TV.
10, same as a AEW show. I mean, AEW, and so far I've been willing to pay for their stuff.
Sure.
And I never regret it. So yeah, let's do it, bro.
I think you can just do it for the FTR Briscoes match. It's worth it already, in my mind.
Worth the price of admission alone.
Right. Of course, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Nickmat. Take a screenshot right now. You can see our beautiful face. Come, we count 3, 2, 1. You take a screenshot. We strike a pose, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Okay, there you go. We're gonna get out of here. Once again, everybody, thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you again live soon on the podcast. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Take care.
Kick to the gut. I like it.